Welcome and welcome back to Highkey Adulting. I am your host, Chris.
And I'm your host, Jada.
And we are about to give you guys our unorganized thoughts. You know what? I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't know what to say after that. I can do it confidently.
We're so camera shy because it's been so long.
Hold on. No, we are getting this shit right. Fuck all that. Hold on. We are getting this right. What did I say after that?
You said, let's start. Okay, so we were in a dispensary one day, and
wait, hold on, we're putting this in the podcast?
Yes, because we're trying to say like what our thoughts were, because we're trying to like concisely explain what highkey adulting is, and I feel like my old, it's not a jingle, but it's like a statement piece.
Intro.
Yeah, my old intro. I feel like just didn't capture what this new dynamic is, because I feel like this podcast is still so new with you and me, because I had hosted this podcast for almost 2 years before Chris decided to be my co-host, or before we decided to make Chris the co-host. Before Chris just stepped in. So like I had a little thing that I used to say. I don't even remember it anymore, but I was like, we need something that we say at the beginning of each episode.
I want to ask you, what does welcome or welcome back mean?
Welcome or welcome back?
Welcome or welcome.
Honey, you asked that to me last time, and I was like, it literally just means welcome.
Because you guys can go back. Because like, how many episodes do you have out? 100?
Why do you not know? Yeah, I always say welcome or welcome back to highkey adulting. Episodes.
You can go back, and that's the intro. And I always heard her say it.
You don't know what welcome or welcome back means?
I've just never heard. No.
Babe, people say that to
low key, I thought you were just repeating welcome or welcome. Welcome back. It sounds cool though.
Honey,
so I thought that's what you were saying.
Listen. Welcome or welcome back if you've been here before.
Oh,
why is that
the
confusing?
Okay.
Did you,
light bulb. No, I actually get it now.
Like moment.
I'm sorry.
My hair is in your hair.
Not the synchronization again.
Oh my god, no, this is your hair in your hair. Sorry. I thought it was Well, basically, we wanted like an intro. And so Chris had just said something like, I feel like we're so funny and so like in our element when we're just by ourselves, just like doing random shit. When the camera should be on, we're just like in our element and we're just kikiing and we're just going for it. And he said something so funny, and then we recorded it on a voice memo so that we could do it for the intro. So Chris, we've been practicing.
Let's play the voice memo for them.
Yeah.
Let's play the voice memo for you guys. Okay. Because you know, at this point, it's like, what the hell are they talking about?
Yeah, they don't know what we're talking about. Wait, no, start it over. No. Wait, don't play the...
Wait, what?
Because I start that and I'm like, you know how the beginning of that starts.
No, I didn't play it from the beginning.
Oh, okay,
I got you.
Okay,
I got you. Trust me. Trust me. Hold on.
We're going to get off topic, and best believe none of it's going to make sense.
You might learn some stuff.
You might learn something.
And you will learn some stuff.
And don't forget.
And some other things just take with a grain of salt. And don't forget.
Don't believe anything.
You know what? And that's what I want to dive in on. Don't believe anything
that comes out of our mouth.
My mouth or
mine.
her mouth. I don't care how confident we sound.
Because we're very confident people. But I think that's what makes it funny. Like the internet these days, people just take everything for truth.
Everyone has a PhD.
Like PhD in like vibes, like thoughts and vibes.
Where'd you get that from? Source,
me. Like that's what the internet is. And I just find that people just don't use critical thinking skills for anything anymore. And trust, I'm a victim to it too. Like I'll just be scrolling on my page and I'm just like, what's this?
Don't fact check. People
don't fact check. And
you know what? And here's the prime example that people don't fact check. The Olympics Tabasco.
Oh, that whole thing. Yeah.
Tobacco. The Olympic tobacco. That whole situation. We went 2 days criticizing this woman, people calling her transgender.
That's just
when all you had to do was research her name and not only find out that she competed. Hold on, she competed 4 years ago in the last Olympics as a woman. She competed 4 years in the past as a woman. But that's just another example of our generation, not just this day and age, not fact checking what's going on.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like also just like. You kind of told me to start doing it too. You were like, babe, like did you look that up, or are you just saying? Because it's like we just take confident people on the internet as like truth, and I believe everything that we say to a certain extent. Like we believe everything we say clearly, but like people just should exercise some critical thinking. Like if you hear something and you don't agree with it, like use your brain. I don't know.
Man, people don't think for themselves anymore.
No, they don't.
People will see one creator say something, and they will flood other creators' pages saying, "Hey, this creator said like this," true. And I'm like,
about tea or like about people's lives. It's like someone assumes something, they comment it, and then everyone takes it as truth and like runs with it. Like it happens all the time, and I just feel like. Clearly, when you put yourself out on the internet, like your words are bound to be misconstrued at some point. Like you're just whatever. Like I feel like I've experienced that a lot this year with just sharing my TSW journey online, and I'm just like, people are really going to say whatever they think, whether if it applies to me as truth or not. And I'm like, I think I just really needed you as like my rock this year, because I'm like, this is scary. Like you are literally like, I mean, we're in the age of technology. It's natural. Everyone has a motherfucking podcast today.
No, like literally
everyone. But I truthfully think like, I mean, I just believe in us so much. And like, that's why I wanted Chris to be my co-host too, because I just feel like we have a lot of really great conversations.
And they're not on camera.
And they're never on camera. And I'm just like, I'm okay with people seeing like my real authentic self now, because I know who the fuck I am, and Chris knows who I am, and I know Chris. So even if people are criticizing our relationship or saying this and that about whatever, I'm like, we know us best. So I'm like, I think we have strong enough morale and just like and know who we are in order to be able to share our thoughts like this openly, so that people can see what an example of an actual 20-year-old. We're 22 now.
20, we're still in our 20s though.
We're still in our 20, our early 20-year-old relationship, and like a long-term relationship that has taken a lot to get here. And there's just not enough examples.
I want to preface on that too, because a lot of people our age, 22, 21, even 25, are in relationships, and I feel like, and I'm not even trying to say this the wrong way, we have just been through way more than you guys have been through. Some people haven't even lived together yet, and they're 25, 27, you know what I mean? And I'm like, we've been living together since day one. Like,
I mean, our relationship also started off not traditional. Like, we've just been through so many obstacles and hurdles, and I feel like these days when I see even my friends getting in relationships or romantic endeavors, and it's like the quickest thing will turn someone off, like someone will get the ick or whatever. Like it really is like that. And I think we live in a dating culture these days where people just don't know what an actual example of a healthy relationship looks like, let alone people who aren't like old, relationships are for old people. It's for people who are in their 40s trying to settle down. And now you see 40-year-olds like not even with people, like for real. I think we've got a lot of stuff twisted with our society these days, and people just also forget that your relationship is not going to look like someone else's, so like you can't compare.
Is it often? I have a question. Yeah. Is it often you see an older person, and when I say older, I mean like 60 to 80, alone?
Sometimes.
Do you see them alone?
Sometimes, but. Yeah, I mean, well, it
and I'm asking like that because that like generation, they're ride or die.
They are. They really are.
That generation is ride or die. And I agree with you that people in their 40s, because that's the generation below them, are kind of breaking up and like not staying together as much. And then with our generation, it's even worse.
It's worse. And like,
it's just we're at a wrap. I think right now, and correct me if I'm wrong, we are in the most divorces in American history. Oh, you know what else I found out about American history? We are the number one. Because I was watching a Bernie Sanders stream the other day, and Bernie Sanders said that America is the like one of the most richest nations. So then I searched it up because I know we're in debt. America is the most in debt nation in the world.
Are we?
I
mean, I'm not surprised.
And I'm like,
I'm not surprised.
Wow. You know what else I found out about America?
Oh, yeah. Wait, stop.
You know what else I found out about America?
Can I open this one? Can I set this one up? Because we're about to go on a tangent.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we were out the other day. We were eating lunch. We were at a Heal Summit, which was so inspiring, and we got to listen to a lot of thought leaders in the world. And I think that on its own just sparks narrative and just like conversation. We were sitting eating lunch, taking a lunch break from the summit, and what prompted you to ask? Was I saying something about like? You know how I am. I'm confident with everything I do. So I feel like you said something. So then I was like, bro, half of America is not 50% white. Yeah, I think.
So I said something like that.
He was like, yeah, like how much of America is actually like.
And white? You were like 50%. And I was like,
no. I think I said like 65 to 70%, and he was like, no, you're joking. Like, look that up right now. And I was like, trust me, I had this epiphany a few years ago when I decided to Google it too, because I was just curious. And I looked it up, and it says like 62% of America is white. And he's just baffled, like jaw on the
Okay,
floor,
hold on. Now
not taking a bite of your food.
Let me put context. Let me put context behind this before you call me stupid.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, dumb.
Yeah,
All right.
no.
Look, in my
I think
defense,
a lot of people don't know,
I
though.
grew up in a very diverse area. I grew up in New York, first of all. That's diverse. And then on top of that, when I went to high school in 11th and 12th grade, I went to Charlotte and went to a performing arts school, which is what? Diverse.
Hella
right?
diverse.
Extremely diverse. I know. So I'm sorry. Small-minded little black boy thinks small-minded little black boy thinks that
the world
America
is black.
is more like POC, bro. Because look, if there's 60%
we're
white
called
people,
minorities for a reason.
If it's 60% white people, how do we ever get out of slavery?
No. Yeah. No, but
if it's 60%
so
white people, how did Obama ever win? If it's 60% white people, how did Obama win twice?
Yeah. How did he win twice? No, I know, and that baffled so much so that he was not even taking bites of his food.
And also, on top of that, y'all have to remember, 8 years of my little black boy life, there was a black president, right? There's black people around me. There's a black president for majority of my life. So what do I think? Damn, maybe we run this country.
Yeah, no, for
and
real.
And you know what? Martin Luther King would be fucking proud that I could think like that in this country.
Yeah, no, honestly, that is though. That's really, really crazy.
Like, you got to understand, who was the president before him? Bush? Before Obama?
I'm not going to lie. Why am I blanking?
Okay, whatever. the white man before Obama. I don't care who. I don't care. It don't even matter. The person before him,
was
in
white.
my eyes,
and before that,
the
and
only
before
person,
that, and
you
before
have
that.
to think, we were what?
We grew up in the first generation that had.
That's our earliest memories.
It is.
My most earliest memories is Barack Obama being the president, Michelle Obama being the Mrs. President. Yeah.
And us being we haven't had a White House
and mind you, we're 22
in a while.
That is 8 years. So yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, we grew up in a childhood that was almost like utopia. I'm not even joking. I feel like even the kids now don't feel like that. They feel even more unsafe. And I think things just started to gradually get worse.
Oh, well, because Trump became president again and they started pushing MAGA. Yeah. Make America great again.
And
that's why.
But it's everything. And I truly believe, I have this conversation all the time, and I don't want to get super political on here, at least for our first episode, because that's a lot, and we just have way more to talk about than that. But I will just say that I think over the past few years, especially when I've just had a lot of time in solitude, I've just opened my eyes to a lot more. And trust me, I'm pro-women, pro-human rights, pro-everything. But I do realize sometimes how we just divide ourselves so much. And I really don't think that that's going to solve anything at all. And I'm not even, I just feel like when you travel and you are able to see the world, you just get so much perspective. And people don't realize that the United States literally only takes up 4% of the entire world.
You know 4% what pisses me off about Americans? It's when they call immigrants or something like that, and I'm like, yo, homie, you're an immigrant.
We're all immigrants. We're all human.
Mind
race,
you, America as a whole, we are not.
Every single person is
America.
From somewhere else.
Your entitlement,
even if you're from Europe.
As in America, I'm like, this is stolen land, bro. We live on, and mind you, if you're a POC, a black person in America, you were forced to come here.
Yeah.
We didn't have a choice unless your family migrated over here. But majority of us black people, what is it? The 13% in America, 10%, 10% or 7% or 10% of those black people were slaves, bro. That's why we're here in the first place.
It's just it's just baffling to me. I feel like we've gotten so zeroed in on all of our problems and our media and our everything that we forget that we genuinely are all human beings. And as brain rot as we think Trump supporters are or Biden supporters are or blah 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 is we just forget that the whole goal is to put us all against each other so that we fear each other, we fear human connection, we fear the things that actually matter in this world. And I think this really proved it to me when we were in Mexico, and literally on one of our first outings into the water for the first time, we literally ran across this guy, white dude, just in his 50s. Mike. Shout out Mike. We love you, bro. We don't know where you are, but
hope he's doing well.
Full Trump supporter, and was the sweetest human ever. Genuinely so sweet. We had an hour and 30-minute conversation in the water, so much so that our friends didn't know where we went because we were in the water still. And I'm
no, they saw us, but they thought he was selling us.
Yeah, they saw us, and they thought he was selling us a timeshare.
Yeah.
They were they thought that he was selling us like something in the water when we were genuinely just having such good conversation. And I think right now it's so natural to just want to fall into the extreme of quite literally everything, because when you feel like you pick something, you stand for something. And don't get me wrong, I stand for a lot of stuff, and I'm not going to be non-vocal about that. But I will just say we do need to open our eyes to like what's really happening here. And I just feel like fear and like anger, like these are strong emotions that are used against us all the time to control each other, like to control the people who aren't really in power, which is all of us, the regular degulars, you know. We need to remember who the actual like quote unquote enemy is, and it's not each other. We're fighting each other because we've been put against each other.
But with that said, no more politics after this.
No more politics after this.
But this needs to be said. Do not vote for Trump. Go vote Kamala Harris 2024.
Yes,
I swear if you're
please
voting
God.
for Trump, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
That's all
it's
I will
just,
say.
I mean, like, it's a lot. And I just feel like people have been sold so many different narratives. And
go vote, y'all.
Just vote.
Go vote.
Just
That's
go
it.
exercise your vote.
We're going to stop beating around the bush.
Yeah,
and we're going to tell you guys
talk about
a super surprise of what.
I'm so
because
scared.
we are 17 minutes in.
This
and
is
we've
why.
been beating around the bush this whole time.
And it's because we've been
you know what? Keep it a buck with you. This is why. Well, how long we been here?
We've
2
been
months?
procrastinating. 3 months.
We've been here for 3 months.
Almost 3 months.
The reason why we have not pressed record for the podcast is
because I'm like, do we even say
oh my gosh, it's like you're pregnant. Bro, she's not pregnant. She's
yeah,
not pregnant.
no,
She's
I'm not.
Pregnant.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Okay. Okay. The reason why we procrastinated this for so long is because we actually moved to Bangkok, Thailand. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, you said it on camera. 3 months of holding that.
Well, okay, so if you guys don't know and you guys are new here, hi, my name's Jada. This is Chris. We're here in Thailand currently because I'm healing from a chronic skin condition called TSW, topical steroid withdrawal. It's the hardest battle that I think I will battle in this lifetime, physically at least, with my health. And it has been proved to be a very trying few years. And I have finally had the opportunity. Yeah, I don't know how else to say it. I don't know how else to say it. But yeah, so we're here now in Thailand because I had the wonderful opportunity to be able to finally get treatment for this condition at a clinic that is focused on the well-being of TSW patients, because this condition is still not readily recognized in the US or in the West in general. Advancements are far and few between in this space, and the people that I am now in contact with and have been like talking to over the past few years, there are advancements being made, but I'm telling you, it just takes a long time. And it just going through this condition in general has just opened my eyes so much to how many chronic conditions and just issues that aren't having a spotlight on it. And a large part of this is like now all the attention is flooding to things that don't matter. Like,
I'm sorry,
you
but
know,
hold on. Speaking of having attention on it,
yeah.
I need to shine some light on your women's
health. My women's health Thank
article.
You.
Oh my God. Can we clap it at one time? I don't know how to edit, but somebody edit in a little clap. iCarly little clap sound. Seriously, that is a big deal, babe. I mean, if you guys don't know, TSW has never really been spoken about on
like,
a wide range scale like this.
Geographic like once, but it's like it hasn't really been in the perspective of someone who's actually going through it. It's usually kind of like the clinical perspective,
a doctor
which I
something,
understand
yeah.
is so important. And honestly, I've talked to a few people at the clinic, and it's like it's so true. Any press is good press for this condition at this point. But like I said, it just like opens my eyes to so many other conditions that people don't know about, aren't aware about, and it's exhausting to have to explain yourself constantly. So I'm so grateful for my platform and the platform that I've been able to grow this year, because it feels like I finally have people like listening and and I feel like I can transmute all of that energy into everyone else who is suffering so that people don't feel alone. But it's been really, really hard. Like, hard is an understatement. But we're here. We spent the first month and a half in an Airbnb, not really knowing what we wanted to do. I know, you just missed the view.
That place was so beautiful.
It was
I mean, waking up to a view like that, imagine your most beautiful New York view mixed with
plants,
nature,
greenery,
right? But then on top of it, throw a little Asian zest on it.
Throw a little Asian
zest. That is the
on
view. And mind you, we were from the 16th floor. It was so beautiful. Waking up to that, even just for a month, coming out of the depressing year we had in 2023, that healed my soul.
Yeah, I know.
That healed my soul.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
oh man, honestly, just being able to be blessed
to travel.
And be able
yeah,
to
we are so
this
grateful.
Whole 2024
we are so grateful for the position
is a blessing
that
I did not even see coming in 2023.
That was not on our bingo card when we started TSW.
Like,
I mean, yeah, 2023 was one of the most depressing years ever for both of us, for a multitude of reasons.
We'll get into that
we're not going to do that. But anyway, we're here in Thailand. We spent the first month and a half in an Airbnb because getting property here is not hard, as in like there's lots of Facebook, like we found this place that we're currently in right now on Facebook Marketplace. It's pretty easy to find a place, but you're gonna want to see it in person and just like tour it and make sure that it's something that you want to go with, because you just never know what you're going to find. And Airbnb, we figured, was just the easiest way to go about the first month and a half, so that we had enough time to settle in a little bit, get accustomed to me getting treatment, and see what the vibes were, what we were feeling, where we wanted to go next.
And just wanted to be in the city.
We wanted to be in the city. I wanted to see what it was like. But Bangkok is no joke. She is a beast. Like Chris, this is Chris's first time in Asia in general. So what was that like for you? Just like getting here first.
Well, it was late at night, so lethargic.
Yeah.
Is that the word? Definitely. We were. What time did we get here?
We got here at we were in the Uber or the Grab by 2
everything was dead.
There was no one on the streets, but
so it was like it's a fever dream, really, right?
No
one on the roads.
Yeah.
We get to our hotel, everything's chill. We get some 7-Eleven, everything is chill. The next day, everything just comes to life. Like it was almost like it was a zombie town the day before. Like everyone knew they were supposed to be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know, they heard we arrived and everything just came to life. And the streets are bustling. Like there's stuff that I didn't see last night because it was dark in front of our place. And I'm like, whoa. Okay, wow, that's there. Whoa, wait, hold on. This place is actually.
And we saw the actual view that we had, and we were like,
yeah, that too.
Got it.
The view in the morning was wild.
Yeah.
At night, it's beautiful too. But obviously in the morning, you can see everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of high rises here. I mean, in Southeast Asian countries and stuff, a lot of stuff is built up. So a lot of people live in high rises. It's very, very normal. So everyone usually has a. Oh, sorry.
Because that's what we do here.
Yeah, that's what we do here. We said that. Okay.
How do I feel? I'm gonna be honest. It wasn't too different from New York, in my opinion. I think the only thing that's different, or you know what, it just feels like one big ass Chinatown, right?
Yeah.
But seriously, I feel like I'm in the city, even except the driving. Except the driving.
When you're in the car?
Yeah, in general, the driving here in general does not feel like New York.
What does it feel like?
In New York, especially in the city, is very stagnant. You're not moving at all. It's pretty much
here.
traffic.
Everyone's moving. There's traffic.
Even when you can move in the city, you're never speeding.
Yeah,
right?
we're
here. If there is an inch to move,
they're moving.
To move. And
they're
when
moving.
I say move, I mean 80 kilometers.
American drivers.
If you don't know what kilometers is, I think it's like 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, 60 to 70.
Like 60 miles an hour on like a regular road, not the highway. The highway, they're going like 110 kilometers.
Yeah.
Like in traffic.
Yeah,
and then they step on the brake when someone comes like that. That's how New York race car drivers.
That's how they want to think that they drive, but they don't.
No, for real.
They don't get to exercise that. Like,
there's some people that drive like that in New York, but the majority.
Add motorcycle sharing here. Tulum was chill when it came to like.
Well, let's explain if they don't know what that is. Lane splitting, if you're on a motorcycle, is when it's only legal in one state in America, which is California. It means when you're on a motorcycle or a moped, I think only
and they can ride.
It means you can ride in between the lanes on the highway or in some roads. I know it depends because, like I said, it's very shaky. It just became legal in California not too long ago. But over here, obviously, that's not illegal. Also, you don't have to wear a helmet.
No, here you don't, which is crazy because in Mexico you had to. Like, you would get pulled over by the cops.
Apparently, Thailand's known for that.
Not having to wear.
Yeah, so like when you're playing GeoGuessr, apparently like when you see people
on
mopeds and they don't have mopeds,
you're there like Thailand.
That's Thailand. It's apparently
so
like
funny.
known. Yeah, like, it's like a little GeoGuessr like fact for you nerds out there.
Yeah.
Some of you nerds.
Yeah. So what
that distracted me.
Yeah, I know. We had a truck. That's why. Yeah, I was like, wait, what are we talking about?
Getting off track. Anyways, we're in Bangkok.
We moved to Bangkok. It's your time in Asia. Like what? That's what we were on.
You know what I really want to say? Like the thing I love the most about Asia is how much effort everyone puts in.
Yeah.
Like, and this is going to sound terrible, no matter how depressed anyone is, like, they come and show up to their job every day. Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter how much
like
they hate
prideful
their boss.
of their work.
You know what else I found out? Yeah. They don't do a job that they don't like. They get into a position, even the garbage man. You're like, oh, why would they do that? Yeah. It's because they want to. Yeah. They're doing the job. Like, if you see someone working a tech career job here, they're doing, or working at a nightclub or anything, they're doing it because they want to.
We talked about this so many times.
That's so different in America versus, oh man, I got this $12 job and I got this $17 job. Yeah. The $12 job is Foot Locker. The $17 job is an office job. I'd rather work at Foot Locker, but I'm going to pick the $17 job because it's more stable. Yeah. Like here, they'd pick the $12 job. Yeah. For their own well-being, and I'm like, maybe that's why they're just happier. They exude such pride over the smallest things. They just are. It might be the free prostitution.
That's
probably why. Yeah. Oh, sorry, it's not free. It's not free.
Legal prostitution.
Legal prostitution. I did not mean to say free.
Prostitution is legal here.
There's virtually no crime here.
There isn't, and that's why, literally we were talking to someone at a dispensary once. We find ourselves at a lot of dispensary excursions, or we did before. There's a lot that's happened here, okay? There's a lot that's happened here, but when we were frequenting to dispensaries, we'd always meet people, and one of the coolest guys ever, he was just like explaining to us like the culture, because you never really know when you're traveling somewhere as a traveler.
What's the place called? Shout it out.
Golden Hour.
Golden Hour. If you ever come here, go to Golden Hour.
It's so beautiful. One of the most beautiful dispensaries. It's like 3 or 4 floors, and they're trying to work on a rooftop situation so it can be more lively. But they're so sweet there. And one of the bud tenders was like talking to us, just like really telling us about like what the culture is like here. And he was like, I don't know how Thailand became just like randomly one of the safest countries, because he was like, it didn't feel like that at one point, but now it notably like is one of the safest countries in the world. And he just, was just telling us about his life, and it's just so lovely to hear perspective from people who you didn't grow up around. And this is your first time really being around like real Asians from the Asian like continent, and like didn't you grow up with a lot of Asians in New York? Like still kind of?
Nah, there was like 3, 4 maybe.
Did you grow up with a lot of Indian people though, you said, right?
The Indians started moving in, and this sounds so bad. I don't want to say the Indians. Sorry, that sounds terrible. We're going
to get canceled on our first.
Indian people started moving in to my neighborhood, like on my block, around the time I moved out of New York, and now the block is full of Indian people. And I will say this, the Indian people come in, they are rich. They buy the houses on Long Island in the area that we live in, and Long Island is very expensive. I live in probably one of the cheapest parts of Long Island, and that's why they come over there. They buy these houses, and they make mega mansions.
No.
They do it. Our whole block is probably turned into mega mansions. Like, that's what they do. They come in, they like buy little homes that are probably not bigger than this. They build it. Like probably a little bit bigger, and then they like just
expand on it.
Fully expand.
Is there land to do that there? I still haven't been to see.
Well, you'll see. You'll see. Yeah, Long Island's very spacious.
Okay.
Very and once you get longer into Long Island, like Massapequa and where what's it called is the mall. I'm blanking.
Oh, the
Garden
Garden City Center.
Garden City is the place, but anyways, once you get farther out there, it's more like Charlotte. Not spread out, but I say Charlotte, like the city area.
We're from Charlotte, by the way, or I'm from Charlotte.
The city area. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like over there.
Yeah.
I think personally you will like living in Long Island more, and then traveling to New York more than you living in the city.
Really?
Because it will feel more like home.
I always say though, if I had all the money in the world, I don't care. I would still get a penthouse in New York City.
I don't.
Like that. I don't want to live in the city. The hustle and bustle of like New York
City.
I lived in New York for 8 to 9 months.
I don't want to be in traffic every day. I
loved it. I loved riding the subway. I loved the culture. I just loved it. I loved being immersed.
Especially if I don't have a job in the city, then like, if we were doing content out there only, I would not want to live in a penthouse in the city, babe.
I loved living in New York. That's just personally me, though. Like, I was so excited to, like, move to New York, be a part of Broadway, live in a small apartment. Like, I don't know. I just love that whole vibe. I know that you just, like your space. And
see, if we were going out there and we were broke and trying to be, like, on Broadway and trying to be in plays, sure, maybe that's another life we can live.
Yeah.
But, like, because that's the life of an artist. Yeah. Mind you, just being broke and living in New York. That's like everyone's dream for some reason.
Bro, just being broke is like such a... But like, I did that. I worked 3 waitresses. Like,
and I went to audition and got no callbacks.
Yeah,
It's like,
no. I think, you know what's crazy though? I think that's also, well, I guess to like bleed it back into everything we were talking about, but that's the reason why we decided to stay longer term in Thailand too, because the cost of living here, and this is going to obviously, perspective, right? It's going to be from the perspective of an American that can obviously afford to live here. All expats that come here from the West, we just have a stronger currency. Like living here, the bud tender at Golden Hour said the same thing. He was like, you come here as a Westerner and you get to live like a king. Like people genuinely are asking me all the time. They're like, how do you afford this? And I'm like, because it's affordable. I'm like, a drink, even when you go to the bar, is like $5, you know?
Well,
like,
you know, the one thing that everyone knows, they know how much the plane ticket costs.
Yeah, but that's always,
they hear how much the plane ticket costs, and they're like, oh.
That turns everyone off from
like,
traveling.
Okay, everything, they're an American, so they're like food.
Yeah,
$100 a day.
They're so used to that,
so like,
and I'm like, no, like fruit on the street is like real fruit, and it costs $1. Like it's just the cost of living here is just unbeatable, and so we were able to land a really, really nice place for a fraction of what we would have been paying in Charlotte for a 2-bedroom apartment. And I'm like, I work from home, and I'm starting to finally get to build my career again, and that comes with me working from home all the time. And as much as I would love to be back in the States right now and like hug my family and be immersed with my friends and family again, I'm like, we're in our early 20s, and I think that if anything, I'm just so used to taking bold leaps. Like I moved to New York at 17, I moved to LA at 19, and I did that whole being a broke artist thing, and like we both did. We just don't want to. We're in a place where we've had enough suffering, okay? Like we are so ready to. We really do.
Like, I think
we
before
really do.
Anybody tries to come into my motherfucking comment section
Everyone
and talk
is.
shit,
Everyone will.
just know, you're talking shit to a person right here that has been through a chronic skin condition for going on 3 years. Like
that, like
you're talking to a person
bedridden, like
that has taken care of a person going on through a chronic condition for 3 years, had his father start going through his own chronic condition that he's made it out of, God willing.
Yeah.
Like
we've been through a lot.
And you know what?
And things that you guys don't even know. And things that they don't even know.
I know everybody goes through a lot. I'm not diminishing anyone's, because you're like, oh, then why aren't the people over here? You know what I mean? I'm not God. I can't tell you why people aren't doing this and why. I can just tell you that we've been through a lot, and I think that we deserve a break. And if you don't agree with that, then kick your ass to the motherfucking curb and get out my channel.
You're just not. You're not for us, and that's fine.
Respectfully.
Yeah, because I think that was my fear of coming back, honestly, because now that I'm like starting to heal, and people don't even know that like my feet are still like freaking split open. Like there are days where I can't walk and showers still burn.
Walk,
like
can't hold her drink up.
I don't think I have to justify
move our couch, right? Because this isn't where our couch is. Our couch is over
there.
Our couch
is usually over there.
Right? Mind you, we're in the middle of our living room right now.
Yeah.
It just looks normal, but she had to lift it with her broken fingers and help me. I'm like, mind you, I know big, strong man Chris should lift it by himself. I can't. This is a 2-person couch. I couldn't lift this by myself.
The strength in my body is just like not even there anymore. Like I have to.
Guys, just know us getting this content to you guys is hard.
Has even taken a long time.
And guess what? We're gonna try to be as consistent as we can, but also don't believe
anything we say.
Fucking say.
We love what we do, and we're so excited to finally dive back into this. But I kept telling Chris, I was like, I have a fear that like they're gonna like hate me because like I'm healing now, and like people just hate to see a woman thriving.
Bring the
like
haters.
It is so true.
I will block them
because I'm a
hater. Block them. I got you, babe.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, that was cringe. Cut that shit out, man.
You're the editor. You can do whatever you want. But yeah, like I feel like I'm just so used to like this year. I mean, I'm so grateful for the platform I built, but I did go viral from my suffering, and that was just something that I wasn't intending on happening. It just happened the way that it did. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting it to go that big. I'm talking like 100 millions of views, like in my worst suffering.
And you know what? I didn't realize this the other day, but it really wasn't until like you broke it down.
Yeah, that people really started to listen. Because I was like people are not going to listen to me if I don't show.
Millions of views, tens of millions. At this point,
it was hundreds.
It's accumulated
over 100
of millions
views,
of views, and I'm like, damn, it took your pain and suffering
and like crying and showing people like what that I don't want to say another
creator's name, but like, you know what, we don't, Jake Paul, it takes Jake Paul to smile, look at the camera, and that garners 3 million views. It's just crazy.
It's just wild, the things that you have to do to actually get, like, people say that they care about like causes and things and stuff like that, but let's be real, we really only interact with the things that are really going to pull our attention. And I knew that, like, I remember sitting in bed being bedridden and that infection had started and I had no idea what was happening to my body, and I said, babe, I just want to turn on the camera right now. And I didn't even know what was going to come out of my mouth. My hair looked like Jimmy fucking Neutron. And I literally put a little picture of Jimmy Neutron in that little TikTok too, because I thought it was funny. And I was like, at least I can like say I look like Jimmy Neutron. Because I haven't brushed my hair and it was so matted. And it was just like, I was so frustrated. I was genuinely at one of the lowest points in my life, like not knowing if I was going to realistically see the next day. Like it was excruciating. And I was just like, I think people need to hear this, because I can talk about going through TSW all day long, but until you show people what this shit is really like,
you'll never know.
You will never know. And
guess
people
what?
still
she can show
don't
you and
know.
you'll
I can
never
still
know.
show you and you will still never know all of
I
the
can
things
show
that
you
we've been
the
through
amount
behind
of
closed
piles
doors.
of skin that I clean up every day. You know, I'm going to get nitty and gritty. You want to hear this shit? I'm going to show you. I could show you the amount of piles of skin that I clean up every day. I heard you say on live it's like 10 of your skin that you shed off is 10 of your body's.
Like carbon copies, it's way more than that. It's so much. People don't understand. Amount of skin,
it gets everywhere. If I'm not constantly vacuuming, we have dust mites everywhere. We just moved the couch for the first time. We've been in here for about over a month and a half. Dust mites all behind the couch. Not because we're dirty.
Not
because we don't clean. I clean
because
this house
every
like
a fucking crazy
day.
Person.
I just deep cleaned it yesterday.
Yeah.
And what's behind the couch? Dust mites. So it's like there's some places that sometimes I can't get unless we move the couch. So like, you guys will never know the oozing that her skin will go through. You'll never know the aching that she has to go
in
through.
The shower, like it really is
the
that
fights.
Deep.
We haven't been in many fights, but there has been.
Really
I remember.
I
will never forget. Do you remember the dish fight? The dishes fight? You don't remember? Okay, so
what is this?
It was like when you were going through peak TSW in LA. She doesn't remember a lot of the stuff in LA because it's so traumatic for her to put it in perspective.
I literally don't remember.
So you were going through like your peak physical pain in TSW in LA, and the dishes would pile up, sweetie. So like, you know, I was, mind you, okay, again, put it in perspective. I've never taken care of anyone but myself, and I wasn't that good at taking care of myself.
He's a boy. You're a boy. You're right. You're a 19-year-old
I wasn't that
boy.
good at taking care of myself at that point. So I was doing my best at trying to take care of me and her. I mean, I'm cooking 3 meals a day, trying to clean also, and then keep her mental high. And keeping her mental high would drain my mental and physical energy to not be able to do the other things. So like I would some days only be able to push out 3 meals or 2 meals a day and not be able to get to the dishes until like 3 days later, because it was so much
and
physical
like mentally
and mental
exhausting for you.
For me.
You would stand beside me for hours.
So one day the dishes was full. The sink was full of dishes and you just broke. You broke.
Oh my God.
You were just like, these damn dishes, but it wasn't the dishes. It obviously wasn't the dishes. You were like upset. You were like, you don't do the dishes. You don't do enough. You're not doing enough for me. She was just upset and she was breaking because she wasn't able to use her limbs, and I was her limbs, right? And hey, I'm gonna be honest, it was a pigsty, right? And I'm a college student. I just got out of college. I just moved out of my mama's house. Okay, I'm a grown man now. I can take care of her. But at that point, I was a little baby boy. I just moved out of my mama's house, and I'm like trying to fully take on this whole load. And it was like kind of my pride as a man of like not wanting her to move back home. But it came to a point
where
she had to move back home because I couldn't handle it. It was too much. It was too much trying to cook, clean, and then go work a job. But mind you, like whenever I left the house, she was physically upset and like alone. So like when I was outside of the house, I didn't think it was okay for me to be outside of the house. So then like I would rush home. So like working a job wasn't okay on my mental.
It
was a lot.
Even do it. Yeah.
It was a lot. I'm sorry, sweetie. No, she's crying. I didn't mean to make you cry.
No, it just gets put into perspective, and I just forget. Like
I'm sorry. I was just trying to tell the dishes argument.
I don't remember.
I was just trying to say that you were mad at me, but that wasn't why you were mad at me. We were just both going through a lot, and I think the fact that
our relationship has been tested. Okay, like I just, and that's just like the little, that was a little argument.
That was nothing.
You guys have no idea what has like ensued the past 3 years.
Have we fought since then?
Yeah. Since that dishes argument? What are you talking about?
I feel like we don't fight like that.
Yes, we do.
Like 4. Since then? But that's not a fight. We didn't fight. That was
tested,
we can cut that out too.
Tested. No, we can't. Okay.
No, I'm like, that's not.
Just being. We've
but
just
that's
been
what
tested.
I mean. Okay, no, facts. I agree.
It doesn't matter if it's a fight or an argument.
I'm trying to think. We don't really get arguments on those. The last one we had was in Mexico.
Yeah.
That was the last one. Have we had an argument?
Those are big, but I just don't think people understand that a relationship usually sometimes doesn't even end just from like fights. It's from being tested over and over and over again. And you having to, and someone just like throwing in the towel because it's too much. And I think
that's what our generation does a lot. That's what we were talking about in the beginning. Like you guys. Sorry, you guys. Us.
You guys.
Y'all. It's not us. Because I'm never leaving this woman. You heard me. You heard. I'm sorry. No, but seriously, y'all, generation Gen Z, whatever, we are so quick to throw the towel in, man. We are like, oh, I got more options. You know what? You know what I saw on social media?
No, this is gonna be a tangent.
No, it's not a tangent because it's true. Okay. It is not a tangent.
All right.
We were never meant to see this many bad
bitches.
Females. I don't want to say the word. I don't want to say that. Or because y'all don't even like the word female. We were never meant to see these many bad women. Our ancestors, just think, they saw 7 bad women in their life, right? So they had to really work. But now you can go on Instagram. I'm for real. You can go on Instagram, Twitter. You just see baddies, even men, anywhere. So now you just take it for granted of the person you have in front of you. It's not going to the tangent. I'm serious. You take for granted of the person that you have in front of you, the porn addictions, all of it. It's like, mind you, they didn't have that 100 years ago. Like, porn is fairly new.
Yeah, it's just
like all of this, like everything, is just, it adds to the brain.
But there's just so much too. Like I think that there's a level of even men not like rising to the level of like what it means to be a man these days. Like the stuff that you've had to do for this relationship.
The same for women is true.
It's the same.
And it comes to a gender war.
Yeah. And that is what we're in. And you've put that into perspective for me, because I'm not gonna lie, like I am so pro woman. I'm a woman. I've grown up with strong women in my life, and you're so,
but like not in a toxic way.
Not in a toxic way. You see the potential in what men can be. You really do.
And I see the evil in women, but not in a bad way. But because I'm like,
just
I feel
in a
like in this day and age,
it's been twisted.
There's this story that like
all women are good,
perfect. And I'm like, y'all need to stop saying that, because it's not true. There's a lot of evil, nasty, disgusting, twisted women out there. There's politician women that are disgusting. There are regular women that are disgusting. But guess what? There's men that are disgusting too. That's not my point. I'm not going on a tangent about women.
It's just perspective.
Everyone is bad.
Just perspective.
Both sides is bad. But like this gender war
and
now
it's just like
it's pitting.
Please.
It's just another thing that's, like you said, dividing. Religion, race,
everything,
gender. Everything is your politics or your financial status, where you live, your state, your team, your favorite team, your sports team, your favorite actor, your favorite pop star.
Like people are literally getting to like literal keyboard wars about who's gonna win the album of the year this year, and if it's this person, they're gonna go pro. Like,
and it's like, and these people, like I seriously believe that these fans will kill each other if they were in front of each other with knives.
Real.
Having this conversation.
Real. Like
I think they would take it that far.
We're just, like I said, we're just so divided. And like
people care too much about things that are not themselves.
And it's almost the opposite. People care about
too much of themselves?
Too much of themselves, and like their extreme beliefs and what they're gonna label themselves as, because that's what makes them feel important. Like
I disagree. I feel like if people cared too much about themselves, everyone would be delusional and only care about themselves.
I do agree with that.
Everyone cares too much about someone else, because someone else is achieving what they're not achieving, so they're putting their goal and values and life decisions into them.
Perspective, man.
What
it's
is
everything.
Sabrina Carpenter doing? Yeah. What's Valkyrie doing? What's her daddy? Call
her daddy.
What's her name?
Alex Cooper.
What's Alex Cooper doing? Like, I'm serious though. Like, what are these people doing? Like, these people are more focused on what these
versus
people are
like
doing.
What's happening in your day to day. When did you last say hi to your neighbor?
Mom.
What was the last home? Like even like trust me, I love activism. I think that you should stand for a lot of stuff, but I do believe that sometimes people are so complaining online, even in my comment section, being like, how are you going to help? I was on live this morning and I got stressed because I was asked a question about like, how are you going to financially help others who are going through this? And I'm like,
I heard that comment.
And I'm just like, I mean, she was spamming it over and over again. And I'm like, I can't even avoid it. I have to answer it. And I'm just like, if you care so much about me doing something, why don't you go to your homeless shelter? Did you donate to another TSW Warriors GoFundMe? Because I am, and I'm doing that in silence. I've donated to my friends in silence, like who are going through TSW.
She's donated to TSW.
Like, I don't have to speak out about it for your performative, like,
fake ass comment.
Like, I just don't understand. And
I wish you would say that shit to my face. Say it to her face.
No, it's so true, because people won't. Stop.
I dare you.
No, but I think that, like, speaking about all of this, just to kind of tie it in together, is just to show that, like, your relationships are so unique, and you should not be using the internet as an outlet. As a creative outlet, I think you should. But different. As an outlet to just say shit, people don't think about the things that they post before they post it. They just say stuff. Like, me, on the other hand, I am very meticulous about everything that I post. When it comes to even everything, like, I want to make sure that I'm telling a story that is going to resonate and make sense, because people don't take the time to tell stories now. It's just like, I'm going to just say whatever and it's going to land. She's so meticulous
to it, where I think that she could cut back and get a little more loose.
And that's why the podcast is here. And I think we've had many conversations about this, because we don't know how deep we want to go on this podcast. But I do think that, like I said, I think I trust us. If anything, I know what we've been through. We just know.
I know we said this so many times, but I am going to promise you guys, we're getting weekly episodes. We're going to do it season by season. And this is season 1. Yeah. This is episode 2.
Finally, the rebirth of highkey adulting. Finally, because I think we're finally in a place to be able to.
I think we have about 12 episodes, and then we take like a 2-month break.
Yeah. We don't need to tell them that.
We don't need to. That can be cut out. I'm just saying. But like something like that.
Because I think you and I are just in a place again where we're finally able to do this. I think we wanted to come back so many times and make this happen, but we were just not. We were going through it. If you guys want to look at the 2 episodes that we ended up trying to post back in 2023, we were starting off of YouTube, but it's still on. Still on Spotify. It's still on Spotify. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, I think we just weren't in a place yet to be able to do that, and divine timing, right? Like, I think we really needed to feel out this and see, and I think right now we're getting confirmation just from the universe, just from everything, you know, like, we're really getting confirmation that this is the right time to step back into this, because we do believe that we can be role models to our generation. We need better role models, and I trust us to do it. I think we are a good checks and balances system. We check each other all the time. We'll make sure to cross each other, but then we'll also take time to ourselves to, like, use critical thinking and see. I don't know. I just feel like we've got it. Do
I look like a motherfucking role model?
Yes, you do.
To a kid looking up to me.
You're my role model.
Life ain't nothing but bitches and money. Cause I'm the type of nigga that's built to last.
Oh my
if
gosh.
you fuck with me, I put my foot in your ass. I'm sorry.
You've been watching too much, like, Boondocks. Like, y'all don't know that? Gone, so.
Do I look like a motherfucking role model to a kid looking up to me? Life ain't nothing but bitches and money.
We're literally gonna get copyrighted.
No, I'm not. I can sing 5 seconds of the song. You only get copyrighted if it sounds good. That's not a joke either.
Oh, that sounded okay.
No, I mean, like if you sing Ariana Grande like Ariana Grande, that shit will get copyrighted. But if I sing Ariana Grande, it would not get copyrighted.
Okay, we also have to work on, like, not talking over each other. I know I have to do it too.
So true.
Shut up. It's both of us. It's literally both of us. Well, yeah, but I just said it and then you cut me off. So, like, well, yeah. I think this is a good place to end the episode.
Bye.
I think we're done. I think we're done here. I don't know if we covered everything, but that's just a little taste.
It's time to clock out.
That's a little taste of highkey adulting. Yeah, well, we love you guys. Again, we thank you guys for all of your support and love over these past few years. It has not gone unseen and unheard. We love you guys. Oh, you're so Asian now. Oh my God. Do it, go. Bills. Wait, we need to do a thumbnail too, so we're gonna have to do it. Okay, we're gonna take a thumbnail. Bye, guys. No, I don't know. I don't think so. Bye, guys.